The biggest mistake you can make is setting goals without knowing who you are. Everyone teaches you how to set goals, but no one teaches you how to find yourself. Watch until the end, and I'll break down for you what's the difference between a purpose, mission, and the goals, and how they work together in the right order so the architecture of your life has a lot of energy and you have an inner peace. Many people, they start setting goals and they wonder why they don't feel happy, or they feel empty, or there's something is missing. Even many people don't even achieve a lot of goals. They're also wondering, what do I need to make to achieve the goals? Well, the reason for this is because you started it with the wrong order. The goals go last. You start with the purpose, the life purpose. The life purpose means you, the identity, the soul note, the who you are. Then we're gonna go into a mission, and then we're gonna discover what the mission is. And then the last one, the last step, we're gonna go into the goals. That's the right order. All of them, they're interconnected, linked together. These are pieces of one big picture. And without knowing the life purpose of who you are, you can't really set up the mission. And without knowing the mission, if you have a mission, you can't really set up goals. And I'm going to explain why. I recently started to study quantum physics. My interest was to find the linkage between that, the consciousness, the life by itself, and us. Like, what do we do here? What's the purpose? And how the quantum physics is connected to us. There is a quantum physicist, Federico Fagen, who found recently that the life purpose by itself is consciousness. The goal of this is to find yourself through knowing yourself through many life experiences. This is how you grow. And that's through the expansion, you actually evolve. You have your life purpose that you can expand throughout all your life. It's not a goal. It's not a KPI. It's not something that you can achieve. The life purpose is something that evolves through all your life. You can find yourself through small or big experiments, through all experiences, bad or good ones. However, that's important that you can find yourself and your identity, your soul note. The life purpose is constant. It doesn't change. It can evolve in many different forms though. Purpose is not what you do. Purpose is who you are. This is how you express yourself. This is your curiosity. This is your energy. The purpose can be expressed through different forms, including your mission. By the way, not everyone have a mission. I mean a public mission, a social mission. Mission, it's something that determines a vector of the energy, of the direction through which you can express yourself and your life purpose. A mission is an energy vector and a mission is a direction. So purpose unfolds through experiences. Could be many different experiences. Could be bad and good. Could be through making some mistakes, but also having some joys. It really doesn't matter at this point. But what matters is the resonance. When you feel the resonance, and usually it's expressed through the joy, that means you are on the right frequency. This is your life purpose. So when you bring your consciousness in your everyday life moments, you bring your awareness. This is where you're going to find who I am. And I'll teach you later on about how to find that through day-to-day life, through moment to moment. Purpose has no hierarchy. There's no right or wrong way of feeling the life, I would say, as long as you're going to allow yourself to take some steps and to have some experiments in your life. Allow yourself to experience the life. Since I started to talk about the energy, I'm going to try to unfold for you the whole architecture of how the life is being unfolded through the right order. So purpose first, then the mission, and then the goals. If you're going to imagine that the purpose is a kind of a big avenue, it's a direction, the whole direction, and it carries your frequency of your soul note. And the mission is something that it's a vector within that avenue that's showing you how you're supposed to be expressing yourself and how you're supposed to be moving through your life experiences, which is life purpose. And then when you set up your mission, you actually can set up some goals. So goals, the short term, like instruments or tools, it's a destination, small destination. It's showing you how to move within the vector of the mission to find yourself, to find your life purpose. So mission is not a destination. The mission can be changed at times. Some mission for maybe a mental health clinician could be to help patients, to help clients, to find peace, to find your happiness, or maybe just reduce some depression. Some psychotherapists, for example, they feel that's a mission. But after a while, you can change that mission and expression of yourself, and you might feel that your mission is to do something bigger. For example, to open up a group practice, share your mission with other people, and make that more social, more public mission. When you're going to achieve this, then your soul might feel that you actually need to change some mission, maybe after some experiences, some knowledge that you acquired. You want to write a book. But still, see, as you can see, your mission still as a vector moves you and your goals through this towards your life purpose, towards still find you and your identity, your soul frequency. Do you see? So the life purpose can be actually expressed in different many ways. And of course, when we come here to feel the life, we carry certain life code that we have for each of us. For example, somebody want to be an artist, somebody want to be a singer, somebody wants to be a psychotherapist, an engineer, somebody wants to be an entrepreneur. It's how you express your life purpose through the way to feel the joy. That's very important. So let's talk about the ways to find that it's the right purpose, the right direction for you. But our body is important mechanism that we need to use. So the body reads the energy, reads the frequency, the direction of the energy if we are on the right path. So when you feel a joy, passion, excitement, those are indication that you are on the right way. This is the right frequency for you. And if you're gonna take that path, sometimes might not be logical, but that might be the right way for you to express your life purpose through this moment. Joy is the way that the body confirms that you are on the right frequency with the right energy. And the thing is, when we connect with that frequency, we get the download of the energy and we feel fulfilled, we feel full of energy, and we feel happy. Just continue on that path. Now, what is mission? Mission, as we said, is an energetic vector. So it's not a destination. It's not a KPI. It's not a goal. It is a direction through which you decided to express yourself. And not everybody have a mission, and that's okay. But if somebody does, so it's something that is usually public and social, and you can share it out with other people. Mission is how you're going to express your life purpose with other people. For example, if you would like to help many people through, let's say, a podcast, or maybe you build a company or group practice that can share the healing techniques or psychotherapy techniques with others, that could be a mission at that point. But the mission can change time to time. So you're going to continue your mission until you're going to feel fulfilled, until you're going to feel that energy of the joy. And then at times, the mission can change. The mission turns identity into contribution. When the mission is clear for you, it's clear for everybody. And people will enjoy sharing that mission with you all together. Now, let's talk about the goals. The goals could be short terms, right? Let's just talk about traveling, for example. When you want to go from destination A to the destination B, let's say you want to go to another country, you set up your intention to go to Italy, and then you're deciding how you're going to go to the Italy. You're deciding if you're going to go by airplane, you're deciding if you're going to take your car or maybe a train, and maybe you're going to walk somewhere. You're deciding in terms of your stops and what you're going to eat, or maybe you're going to drive to see some nature scenery and so on. These are small goals along the way within the mission vector to help you to go to your destination B. Do you see? I'm going to give you an example to tie everything together. Your life purpose is to grow yourself, your soul, identity, right? Through the life experiences, consistently knowing yourself from every single angle and the point. And you decided that to do that through your mission, for example, opening, let's say, a company that providing many services like healing services, therapy services, maybe psychiatric services to many people within multiple states. That's your mission. This is how you're going to do it. And you know the direction that you're going to be taking. Now, to achieve that, you need to set up some goals along the way. For example, one of the goals is to set up the company. Second is to talk to the attorney. And then another goal is to hire the right people. And then along the way, you find that you actually need to pay attention to yourself. And that's your life expression. You're knowing about yourself, you're learning about yourself, and you're learning that you need to take care of your health. And that's one of your goals. So you can feel better, and higher energy. So you decided that you need to buy a bigger house in different location. And that's a goal too. And maybe it's going to take you a couple of years to buy that house. But it's also one of the goals that you've chosen to take in order to achieve your goals and express yourself. So as you can see, your life purpose is still moving you like an intention, like the energy through all of those even smaller goals towards your mission. And the mission is helping you to express who you are. Everything is interconnected. But at times, the goals can be set up by people because somebody else wants to. What we can see many times when people come, they establish wrong goals, the goals that don't belong to them. I'm going to give an example. Some people want to become a doctor. Why? Because it's good, because it makes money, right? Or maybe because that's how society accepts and see that profession. And then it's giving you an authority. And besides this, your parents always wanted you to become a doctor because maybe the whole family are doctors. So you decided, yeah, why not? Okay, I'm also going to become a doctor. But inside of you, always you can hear a call, you can hear a voice that I don't want to be a doctor. This is not what I enjoy. Maybe I want to become a dancer. But no, because what are others going to think about me? My parents, what is if they're not going to accept me? And then people feel fears and then some guilt, and then they just move on, setting up the goals in the life that are outside of the energy vector that they're supposed to express themselves in their life, and then going away from their life purpose. This is when the people become stressed and burned out. And this is a human's disease right now, when there's a lot of burning out and going into the stress mode. We lost our internal navigation. And this is the time right now where we can fix it. We can link together so the energy can flow through us like a life. And we can allow ourselves, even starting from imagination, to start imagining the life differently. Know how society expects us, again, your parents or yourself, expecting yourself. You can ask yourself if the goals that you're setting up belong to you, and if they bring you joy. Are they set up within this energy field and within your mission? If you want to know how to find yourself, your soul frequency, the life purpose, the right mission, and the goals, you need to start paying attention to yourself and to your body, because body is the machine and the mechanism that actually shows you, reads your energy, reads the frequency, and can indicate if you are on the right frequency, you're on the right path. So when you are connected, when you're taking the right path, you feel ease, you feel joy, you feel passion, you feel happiness, and sometimes you could feel like an inner peace. That's the right energy you want to be in. Every time, if you're setting goals or the mission that doesn't belong to you, it's going to feel like stress, you're going to feel burned out, you're going to feel misaligned, and you're going to feel unhappy, you're going to feel empty. That's the indication for you that something needs to be changed. So at that moment, you need to stop and ask yourself, what is in front of me? Am I doing something that I would like to do? Is this what I am doing is in the right energy vector of my mission? What is the intention behind and why I am doing everything? What for? Many people do things because they want to please others, right? They want to be still like a good boy, a good girl, even though they're adults. And it still dictates to them how you react in the life. And because of the reaction and your focus can change, people can take wrong goals. It's a broken navigation. It's a misalignment. And the goal is right now to come back to life through experimenting. What if you're gonna take your experiences just today, just right now, and it could be through small things. It could be just stopping right now and breathing. Even though everybody pressuring, maybe there's a deadlines, but you're gonna stop right now and breathe. And maybe you're gonna listen to some meditation. And maybe you're gonna watch some movie and you're gonna laugh. And maybe you're gonna call somebody that you enjoy talking to. What if you're gonna stop and when you're eating your food, you're gonna start tasting your food? When was the last time you remembered what you ate for your breakfast? Literally, the taste. We're so busy. We run in the morning, children, dogs, jobs. And it's so fast. And if we come back home tired, we sleep, we get up in the morning, we put something on themselves without even really having an option to choose your clothes, to choose your breakfast, to enjoy every single bite of your breakfast, of your lunch, to enjoy the conversation with the person that is next to you. We're constantly scrolling our phones from the morning when we wake up. We watch the news. So we lose ourselves through this noise. We lose ourselves through the goals that was set up for us, not by us. So we lose the life through all these multiple focuses, goals, somebody else's missions, but not yours. So when I was studying Federico Fagan and when I learned about the consciousness and that the life purpose is a soul note, is to expand yourself through knowing, through experiences the life. And through every experience, you know yourself and you come back to the point of knowing yourself and you go to the next experience and you open it up and you know yourself again from different points, different angles, from different taste of the breakfast, from different color that you're wearing, from different conversations, from feeling your body. When I was studying that, I actually was thinking, oh my God, I missed a lot of things in my life. I missed a lot of science where I could find my soul or my frequency because I was so busy. Then I started to bring mindfulness through every single moment of my life. And then I also started to change my calendar, my busy calendar. Why? Because I didn't want the calendar and the goals and other people's, to take away the taste of the life. I fully wanted to experience the life. So I stopped then for a moment and I thought, I'm missing out my soul frequency, my identity. What is the purpose of this life if I can't find myself? So I started to bring mindfulness through every single experience, every single bite and taste, meditation in the morning, because I wanted to feel the life. And this is where I started to feel good. I started to feel the energy of the life. And then I also looked at all my goals in the project and I saw that some of the projects are not aligned within my frequency I wanted to be at. And I started to cut down to some projects and some goals. I started to look at my calendar and I saw my busy calendar with so many meetings that were dictating me how I supposed to feel, with no breaks, sometimes no lunches. We're just so busy. And I thought, this is not a life. It's not how I want to move my life experience through these meetings. This is now how I want to grow, because I want to grow myself through the experience that creates meaning. And meaning is the key here for the soul growth, according to the quantum physics. Through every experience, when you find the meaning, this is where you're going to go to the next level, and then next level, and next level. So what I'm asking you is to come back and to stop for a moment, connect all the dots, take your pen and paper, and start identifying like who I am. What are the themes, topics, something that you did, the actions, the project that you've done, starting from childhood. There was a repeating theme and you enjoy doing it. This is where you can find your soul note. You might be surprised that what you're doing right now and your profession might not be within that zone. Oh well, maybe you need to change that. And then you're going to start feeling the call within yourself about the mission. If you have enough, remember that you need to cover all your needs, the basic needs, to serve others. Where you have abundance, you have extra, and you want to share that with other people. And this is how you're going to express yourself. And only then, when you're going to write this down, the life purpose and who I am, the repeating theme, the joy, the body feels that. Then the mission, then you're going to go and start setting up the goals, how you want to move through that energy direction. And that's how you're going to link and repair your internal navigation.